Hello and welcome to the Kuribros, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime recap podcast. I'm your host, but you can just call me your Sherpa as I guide you to peak Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm Phoenix. Joining me also helping guide you, hope we don't lose him on the Rainbow Road, it's Andy. How you doing, Andy?
I love these episodes. I was trying to think of something quirky, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to get straight to the mean potatoes.
Yo, is that a quirk?
This was great. I'm quirking up as a white boy, and I'm busting it down. I forget. What was it?
Sexual style.
Busting sexual style.
I already made a joke for one of these intros a long time ago about busting it down melancholy style for anyone who remembers all the intros. Like me, because I have that brain.
Good for you.
Thanks, man. It is look, people always like, oh, I wish I could remember this thing. No, you don't.
No.
You don't get to pick what you remember. It's all of it, baby.
It's the worst.
I have like the perpetual ongoing stream of thought in my back of my mind of just the events of my life, and I hate it. I've been there. I saw it already. Stop showing me.
It's like your life is flashing before your eyes. It's like it's actively just flashing before your eyes up until you're dead.
What if your life was a play? A really, really stupid play.
Are we still in Act 1 or 2?
Act 2 comes out next year.
Oh shit. Oh fuck.
Yeah, bringing references to our off-recording talk. Anyway, what are we talking about in these episodes? But more than that, what happened last time?
Last time, we talked about the Battle City Battle Royale between our 4 finalists, Kaiba, Joey, Yugi, and Marik.
It was cool.
It was pretty fun. It was as interesting as you could probably make a very short and quick Battle Royale to see who was going to face who in the finals, and we already kind of guessed it because it makes the most narrative sense. So, in this episode, we're going to be covering the first of those 2 duels in Joey versus Marik in the ultimate showdown of just great writing, just great peak, great.
This is the ultimate showdown of good writing.
Oh my god. That's like 2003.
Yeah, that guy still does music.
Does he?
Yeah, it's good.
Good for him. Good for him. I'm glad to see people from like Newgrounds doing something that themselves these days.
Yeah, I have his stuff on my playlist for work.
It's kind of crazy that website a long time ago like kickstarted careers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it also had a lot of careers were stolen and uploaded to YouTube too.
Oh. But then they kind of came back with it.
Oh yeah, they thought they had us in the first half, not gonna lie.
Maybe a young and spry podcast will breach the same thing.
Anyway, speaking of having us in the first half, I will be covering the first half of this duel. And without further ado,
we're kind of just getting ready to get into it.
Yeah, so little peel back the curtain. Once again, I fucked up our recording schedule, so we're recording on an off day.
I mean, you didn't really fuck anything up. It's not like you did it.
No, but I could have tried to make it work.
Not necessarily. I mean, it's... So Phoenix's computer blew up or something.
It took a shit.
So we had to push our recording back a little bit. So we're a little off on it, but
yeah,
we're still here.
I got to deal with the combination of computer dying and bank account information stolen in the same week, so I had no money and no computer. The worst things you could have in this day and age.
It's like, why couldn't I have 3 money and no kids? Oh no, I fucked that up. It's no kids and 3 money. Sorry, Homer Simpson.
No!
So, I'm sure our recording schedule is going to be a little weird for the next 3 weeks. So, if we talk about that, we're going to talk about that because we're coping.
Yeah, also, we're recording at holiday time, so it'd probably get a little weird, too.
Also, yeah, it's also a little weird. I am exhausted. It's been 1 week of holiday
Yeah, it's
stuff.
been.
And then I got another month of holiday stuff, and now we've dated the episode, but who fucking cares?
Anyway, let me take you all away to the wonderful world of the Battle City Finals. Semifinals of Darkness, I think was like the first episode title. Not relevant. Episode 125, covering chapters 184 and 185. This episode opens up with Marik and Joey being taken up the tower for their duel, still in their little Battle Royale duel platforms. Marik laments that it's not going exactly as he planned, but he's fine having to go through Joey first before getting to the Pharaoh. Down below, Mokuba takes the spectators from the Battle Royale up to the arena, and before going up, they use a built-in comm system to let Serenity know what's going on and that Joey's up next, but she chooses to stay on the blimp to watch Mai, confident that Joey will win regardless. On the top of the tower, Joey remarks that it's kinda plain looking up here, and Marik says he'll provide interesting scenery for them. Spooky.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't think I could duel at this height, to be honest with you. This actually was scary more than the blimp.
Is it because you can see the ground?
I think it's because, like, they were in the dark when they were dueling in, like, on the blimp and everything, so it's
They're in the dark in this one, too.
Well, true chains.
Oh geez, that's me. Anyway, the Pharaoh gives support for Joey, but Kaiba says he thinks Marik will take Joey out instantly, and saying Joey isn't good enough to touch a god card. Kaiba says Ra is greater than Obelisk or Slifer, but he needs to see Marik duel more so he can make a strategy to beat him. The cheer squad now comes to the arena, and at this time Joey starts psyching himself up, thinking of his past Battle City duels and his desire to save Mai, which he does a lot of in this.
I do notice they probably could have made these episodes, like, you could have cut one episode out of this.
Yeah.
Made it 3. Probably. There's a little bit of extra in here that I've noticed between the manga and the anime to not, like, really stretch it out, but stretch it out just enough where they can make it 4 episodes. It's not necessary, but it still works okay.
Yeah, still good. The duel begins, and Marik says he's going first, and just does it. So I guess that's how you choose who goes first in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Joey actually went first in the manga.
Oh.
It's like weird, a little weird, like weird different, but it kind of all lines up. I'll explain later.
He summons Gilgarth in attack mode, which is like a big robot dude, and sets one card and passes. On Joey's turn, he sets one card, summons Alligator, Sword, in defense mode. But as he goes to end his turn, Marik turns it into a shadow game.
Ah, jeez, you.
Marik taunts Joey, saying that my spirit is being overtaken by darkness as they speak, but he'll unite the two soon. And I say he says my spirit, he never actually says her name, he just uses vague female pronouns. So Marik's still not respecting women. Kill this kid.
Oh no, the evil bad guy isn't doing the good thing.
Who would have thought? Little Yugi from inside the Pharaoh, or himself rather, asks the Pharaoh to stop the duel, and actually a bunch of the people in the peanut gallery are like, oh my fuck, a shadow game. No! Who could have foreseen this? But Pharaoh's like, no, Joey knew what he was getting into. We have to respect that he believes in himself and believe in him in turn. So, he does.
Yeah, because actually Pharaoh respects him, unlike Yugi, who's being a little bitch right now.
He's never played Duel Monsters!
He's never dueled in his life.
Ah, shit,
He's
Yug.
just a boy. Ah, jeez, Yug.
How you gonna do with my wild draw 4, Marik? Yahtzee.
Monopoly.
Oh, boy. Marik's turn, and he explains that the loser of this shadow game will lose their spirit and body to the shadows and suffer pain eternally. And Marik also shows Joey a line connecting himself to his monster and vice versa. So the duels can feel whatever pain their monsters feel. So it's pretty similar to the terms he used in his duel against Mai, minus the memory loss bit.
Question: does he ever refer to them as like they're gonna die, or does the sub go Shadow Realm way too? Like, does they go that direction, or will Bear just go, "You're gonna fucking die"?
I think he says stuff more along the lines of like the shadows will take you. He never says like I'm going to kill you for real in this duel.
Oh. He's like pretty much like, I'm gonna kill you in the manga. He's like, you're fucking dead, buddy.
Like, it comes off all threatening because, like, Marik with, like, his cape and big hair makes himself look bigger, which is, like, a thing animals do to look intimidating. We have to keep in mind, he's, like, 16.
Why do you think, like, because notice it's mainly the Millennium. Well, actually, no, that's not true. It's mainly just Yugi and Marik, but.
And Bakura.
Why is there. Yeah, Bakura too. Not necessarily. Well, kind of Pegasus's hair sticks up when like it was showing off the Millennium and like he was using his powers. You think it's just like an aura thing?
Is that one of those new slangs the kids are using?
No, I'm talking in more in the sense of like
Millennium energy makes them go all Super Saiyan.
Yeah, that's kind of like the idea I'm thinking.
It could be, but I'm not gonna pretend they put any more thought into it than it looks cool to have big spiky anime hair and a cape, because it does.
And also there needs to be differences.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And those are all the ones who just have like 2 personas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would actually make the most sense. And I guess it's just a character design thing at the end of the day.
Unless Shoddy takes like his turban off, it's just hair for days.
Could you imagine?
It has like the hair
Crazy
from.
as hell.
I've never seen Hunter x Hunter, but I know there's that one bit where like Gon turns into an adult and his hair goes like up for like 12 feet.
Yeah, that's kind of like
That's Shoddy.
that's deep. That's deep in Hunter x Hunter too.
Yeah, I just know some memes.
So, it's kind of crazy though. Anyone who's a Hunter x Hunter fan will know that's probably one of the crazier moments in the series. Like me, I like Hunter x Hunter.
Oh geez, that's you.
Oh geez, that's me.
Marik summons Drillago, which is a robot with drill bits all over the place, and attacks, destroying the alligator's sword and giving Joey the sensation of having a drill punched through his chest. We've all been there, am I right, fellas?
Oh man, let me tell you, going into work on a Monday, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, OSHA's ruining my having fun.
I wish I didn't have to wear my hard hat at my construction site.
Man, I remember back in the days when you could just sit up on an exposed I-beam 300 feet above the city skyline and you have lunch.
I think about those pictures a lot with my fear of heights, and I go, what if they fell?
You have to assume they did.
Well, more often than not, some of them fell.
Yeah.
So how did those skyscrapers? Anyway,
Man, they were doing it for the aesthetic even back then.
it's crazy doing it for the bit.
Not so. Anyway, Marik then attacks directly with his Gilgarth, but Joey activates Scapegoat, protecting himself, and since tokens are not monsters, he does not feel any of the pain.
Huh. That's an interesting tidbit to add.
Yeah. On Joey's turn, he summons Panther Warrior and tributes a Scapegoat for it to be able to attack, and destroys the Gilgarth before ending his turn. On Marik's turn, he plays Tribute Burial, which lets him special summon a high-level monster by banishing a monster from both players' graveyards. This lets him summon the monster Hellpoemer, which matches Panther Warrior's 2,000 attack points, and then he sets a card and passes. On Joey's turn, he draws Jinzo, but thinking it odd Marik didn't attack last turn, he opts to summon Rocket Warrior instead. Marik responds with the trap Hidden Soldiers, which lets him special summon Plasma Eel from his hand, which, once it has been summoned, it attaches itself onto Panther Warrior, and will weaken Panther Warrior by 500 attack points at the end of Joey's turn. Joey also feels the electric shock Panther Warrior does from this. Ooh, girl, shock me like an electric plasma eel.
I want to point out, Plasma Eel actually isn't the card that is used. There's a different card that is used like for the same purpose. It's the Visor Desk card, which I think it was in the My Duel. So I don't know why it isn't in this duel. But it's basically just like a think of a device where there's two just drills on each side of like the temples that just drill into the sides of the head.
I think that was
That's
in the My Duel in the manga, not the anime.
So yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
And it's drilling into Joey's head.
Yeah, it's one of those old tools. Speaking of things from the early days of America, it's one of those things they use to quote-unquote cure female hysteria.
Well, it's surely curing Joey's female hysteria.
I'm hysterical about females.
Mainly my Valentine.
Hundo P. Marik is reveling in Joey's pain, but Joey gets pumped up to duel from it, thinking on how Marik put Mai through this same pain as well, and wants to kick his ass even more, which Marik is surprised to see Joey getting amped up for this. Joey uses Rocket Warrior's effect and attacks Hellpoemer, which weakens it by 500 points, but Rocket Warrior survives. He then tributes one of his scapegoats to let Panther Warrior attack Hellpoemer too. Marik says he wanted Joey to destroy Hellpoemer, so its effect could activate, which puts itself into Joey's graveyard, and from there, it will take a card out of Joey's hand at random at the end of each of Joey's battle phases, and unluckily for Joey, it takes Jinzo this time around. And I do want to say, Marik does say that Hellpoemer goes into Joey's grave. This is not true mechanically wise, it's just acting from... It pulls things into Joey's grave. It has not physically put the card into Joey's grave, as will become relevant later in the next episode.
I was going to ask if that was like the true, like if you would as an opponent put the card in your opponent's graveyard and have it as the effect like that, as long as it's in the opponent's graveyard.
I don't think there are any cards that let you, other than like Parasect Parasite, that let you put a card into your opponent's deck or graveyard or anything like that. There are cards put cards in the player's hand, but I think once it leaves the field, it goes to your own grave.
Well, either way, still does the same thing.
And yes, checking the actual Hellpoemer, its effect just cares if it's in the graveyard after being destroyed by a battle, so it is in Marik's graveyard actually, it is just pulling things into Joey's.
Huh. Okay. Well, that makes sense. I did notice that. So part of the stretching out of the duel is a lot of the beginning, right before Panther Warrior is summoned. That's what's not in the manga. So he actually opens up with using Panther Warrior, but in the manga, I think I've said this before. Panther Warrior doesn't use the same effect as it does in the card. Panther Warrior just is a straight 2000 like attack 4-star monster. So obviously that's not really relevant. Like it doesn't help with the card game because that's kind of broken.
There are other 2,000 point attack monsters who just exist.
Well, why the fuck is his all like that?
Because Joey focuses more on beast warriors and warrior type monsters, and that's what Panther Warrior is.
Well, yeah, but like, why does he have that effect, but the other ones don't?
Because Berserk Gorilla is funny. It's just a mad
True.
monkey. Also, Berserk Gorilla doesn't attack; it's destroyed.
So once the Panther Warrior comes out, that's when everything kind of goes back to in line with the manga. But everything still works. Everything is still really good.
Yeah,
it's already exciting, kind of just seeing, the kind of lopsidedness already, because you're seeing what you would expect of this Marik and Joey duel, or at least like already. So it's interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, it's all very good back and forth. Speaking of back and forth, let's get back and go forth to episode 126, covering chapters 186 to 187. You're mad. The score is Marik with 3,300 life points and Joey still at the full 4,000, and it's Marik's turn. Marik sets 2 cards and passes, planning on using Joey's monsters to hurt him further, which is why he doesn't attack with his stronger Drillago. On Joey's turn, he draws Insect Queen, but he summons Baby Dragon. Aw yeah! In defense. Marik taunts Joey for being cautious of trap cards, and Joey uses Rocket Warrior's ability to weaken Drillago, but in response, Marik activates his set Card of Last Will, which lets him draw until he has 5 cards in his hand if a monster's attack points were changed. So really playing around to him knowing about Rocket Warrior, I guess, because that's a very specific thing to have. Joey follows up with Panther Warrior, tributing his last scapegoat to enable it to attack and destroy Drillago. After Drillago is destroyed, Marik activates Coffin Seller in response, which will deal 300 damage to Joey every time one of Joey's monsters goes to the graveyard. At the end of the battle phase, Hellpoimer will activate and take a card, and it randomly takes Insect Queen, so Joey takes a little bit of damage. And then Panther Warrior is weakened again by the Plasma Eel, electric, and Joey passes his turn now. So, more pain, both physical and life point wise.
Just all the pain.
On Marik's turn, he sets a card and activates Premature Burial, paying 800 life points to bring back Drillago, then tributing Drillago to summon Legendary Fiend, which has the effect of gaining 700 attack during each of Marik's standby phases. On Joey's turn, he draws Little Wingguard, and Joey goes to summon Little Wingguard, but Marik interjects by activating Nightmare Wheel, which puts itself onto Rocket Warrior, preventing it from attacking or changing its battle position, and dealing 500 damage to Joey during each of Marik's standby phases. Joey now summons Little Wingguard in defense, puts Panther Warrior in defense, and it is all done just in time to get electrocuted by Plasma Eel again. Marik's turn, and Joey takes a little bit of damage from the Nightmare Wheel, and the Legendary Fiend gets a little bit stronger, going up to 2,200 attack points. Marik attacks the Wingguard with the Fiend, and Joey takes 300 damage from this when Coffin Seller sees the monster card go to the graveyard. Marik sets 1 card and passes. On Joey's turn, he draws the spell card Question, which he'd previously been alluding to, hoping he draws a 1 lucky card, which I thought he was looking for Monster Reborn, forgetting that Joey couldn't just do things the easy way and has to make it luck-based. This card makes Marik guess which card is on the bottom of Joey's graveyard. If Marik guesses the correct monster, that monster is then banished. But if he guesses wrong, then that monster is summoned. Marik now realizes he has no idea what monster is on the bottom of Joey's graveyard, because it was the one that was randomly grabbed by Hellpoimer, which Marik did not get to see. I bring this up because Marik had previously said that Hellpoimer goes into Joey's graveyard, which if that were true, Hellpoimer would be the first monster in the graveyard. Which Marik would know, but if it's not actually there, then he can't call that. So, Marik does not actually give an answer, and his no answer is taken as a wrong answer, and the card on the bottom of Joey's graveyard is brought back, which is Jinzo. Yay!
Yay!
When Jinzo is summoned, it just starts blowing up Marik's trap cards, freeing Rocket Warrior, destroying Coffin Seller, and 2 other set cards that Marik had ready. Joey switches all of his monsters to attack mode, and attacks the Legendary Fiend with Jinzo, destroying it, because it's stronger by 200 points. Joey moves to attack with his other monsters, but Marik activates Dark Wall of Wind, which stops the attacks. Hellpoimer will then take another card, and Plasma Eel will shock Panther Warrior and Joey once again. Dark Wall of Wind is an anime-only card that prevents damage from direct attacks, if you have no other monsters, I think. I know it prevents damage from direct attacks, but it's an anime-only and it's a spell card, quick play, so that's how it got around Jinzo. Otherwise, would have just been Waboku or something.
Yeah.
Marik is talking mad shit for someone in Jinzo range. On Marik's turn, he draws a card I am all too well familiar with. Lava Golem. I know this because back in the early days, this was a card my brother liked to have on standby for whenever I thought I'd gotten the upper hand in a duel against him.
Was Lava Golem always the killer for you?
It wasn't always the killer, but boy did it show up at really inconvenient times.
That's just trolling.
Yeah. Marik summons Lava Golem to Joey's side of the field by tributing Joey's Baby Dragon and Jinzo. Lava Golem has 3,000 attack points and is under Joey's control, but every turn, Joey will take 700 damage from it. Marik sets a card and passes, and that's where the episode ends.
Man, this duel's so fun. I hope Joey wins.
Why is one of these later episodes called Jonochi Dies?
What?
Also, I just want to say, looking at the way Lava Golem is, like, on the field, like, when I was younger, I thought Lava Golem was, like, a sort of half humanoid, half blob shape. But now looking at it, I think he's kind of sitting, like, crisscross applesauce style.
Really? I always thought it was blob shaped too.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got, like, vaguely leg-shaped outlines, but, like, the lower half is all kind of blending together because that's what lava do.
I just want to say how much I love Jinzo in, like, Joey's deck. I think Jinzo has always been that card that comes at the most convenient times for him, and it's honestly, well, like, I love how much it turns the game around, has become, like, one of Joey's best cards.
Joey did also have a flashback when Jinzo was brought out, thinking back to Esperoba. And he thinks back to after their duel when he had told Esperoba that you've got your brothers and I've got my sister and my friends. And because we have people who are supporting us, that makes us strong duelists. And he thinks about that in the moment, how he's going to use this strength to take down Marik.
I'm kind of surprised, and I guess this is kind of spoiling it, but I'm kind of surprised. I guess he already did it in the Odeon duel, but I'm surprised he didn't bring more of the, like, other cards out too, like the Insect Queen didn't come out, or a Legendary Fisherman, or any of those cards. But now that I think about it, he did do that in Odeon, so kind of doing the same thing twice doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I realized watching this that there was some other stuff like that I had forgotten. Like, I thought he also went through the gambit of his monsters here. I thought that another boss-type monster, which, not the one he brings out soon, but a different one, would come out, which I was wrong about, so you can look forward to that whenever I remember when it actually comes up.
Which one?
I thought it was the Released Restraint Gearfried.
The one with, like, the long hair and stuff?
Yeah.
Like the 2600 one?
The one that looks like Tarzan?
Yeah, I used to play that deck.
Yeah. I thought he came out here, but I realized I was mistaken.
No, but I do like the card that does come out.
I think it's very weird that the first upgrade that Gearfried got was him, like, busting out of the armor. Like, the actual card became him busting out of the armor. And then every other version of an upgraded Gearfried is him back in a new set of armor.
Well, yeah, the armor's cool. It was the best part of him. He's the
Right,
Iron
but
Knight.
His whole thing, though, was, like, he's even stronger without it.
Well, guess what? That's a lie.
He can't wipe like this, Andy.
Guess what? He can with the new armor. You just don't know it.
Yeah, the new armor does have hands.
Yeah.
His base suit, big sword arm, little shield hand. That's it. Can't wipe with that.
Yeah, but maybe there's a compartment that he can, it's
a compartment.
Like one of those, like, those big onesie nighties where you can, like, take the
He's got the butt flap.
He's got the butt flap. That's how he has to get out of it, or has to poop with it. Anyway.
Release Gearfried art, but it's the same. There's just a butt flap.
It's just him taking a shit. So I'll move on. I'm covering the last two episodes, seeing this conclusion out. I'm going to talk about episode 127, which covers chapters 188 to 190. We cut back into the duel with Marik, demanding Joey to make his next move as he just put our Brooklyn bad boy in a burdensome bind yet again. Taking out his Jinzo, but giving him a 3,000 attack monster and Lava Golem. But we all know there is more to this than meets the eye. Joey bricks on his draw as he was hoping for Giant Trunade, but the heart of cards, or maybe just the plot, would not allow him to get it.
Oh, in the sub, Joey doesn't say anything about hoping for a specific card now.
It says it in the manga, but I'm pretty sure he like kind of alludes that there's a card he needs, and I think there is some sort of illusion that it is supposed to be Giant Trunade. I do know they specifically say it in the manga, but now it's lost on me if they do kind of allude to it. I think they do. Either way, Joey is stuck as he feels he can attack with Lava Golem, but if he doesn't take the opportunity to attack, not only does that help Marik make more moves and kind of let him do what he wants, he also loses life points for having Lava Golem on his side of the field. Joey makes the decision to use Lava Golem, and Marik goads Joey on it, saying no matter what he does, he will still lose. Joey makes his attack, calling it Jonuchi Fire in the manga.
He does it in the sub too.
I was hoping for that.
Yeah, he says because it's my monster, I get to name the attack.
Friggin' Marik says something like call out the name of the attack, and Tristan says like kind of cheers him on. It's like, yeah, Joey, say a really cool name. He goes Jonuchi Fire, and then Tristan's like, yeah, man, that one's cool. And I go,
yeah, we'll take a pass at it later, but good first try.
I still think Tristan shouldn't make that call because he isn't cool at all, but oh well. Jonuchi Fire is fired, and Marik unsurprisingly reveals his trap Relief Monster, or Monster Relief in the manga, which switches out the Plasma Eel and brings it back to defend and not be destroyed in battle by its card effect, so Joey's attack ultimately fails.
Monster Relief was when you bring a can of Monster Energy to a sad teenager at a skate park.
He's broke up with his girlfriend, and his skateboard just broke, and he's like, oh, but I got my red Monster Energy that they don't make anymore.
I liked Killer Bee.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I've only ever found it on the edges of Jersey, which I refuse to cross that border again. If I can help it.
I moved on to Red Bull, and honestly, I'm trying to just quit energy drinks in general.
I heard Red Bull tasted all right.
I like Red Bull. They have this winter edition flavor that's happening right now. Tastes like it tastes like a kind of like a blue slushy, but with also a little tint of cotton candy. It's sold out of stores right now because people love it so much.
Ah, fuck. I was just thinking, man, that actually sounds kind of good.
I mean, I'm waiting for it to come back in. It'll come back someday, hopefully. Or it'll just come back as a new flavor. Anyway, this isn't the Red Bull podcast. This is the Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. Joey's attack ultimately failed, and furthermore, Marik's other monster's effects activate, so Joey loses 700 life points from Lava Golem, and he loses one of his 2 cards in his hand by how do you say Helpoemers?
Helpoemer.
I always fuck it up.
You're thinking of Helmeppo from One Piece.
I know. That's why that's what's fucking me up.
Yeah, I don't think Helpoemer is a real word.
No, nothing's a real word in this show. Marik is clearly confident in his victory and is truly enjoying toying with the only finalist without a god card. Marik takes his turn, and he decides will make things even worse by playing Machine Duplication to summon 2 more Plasma Eels onto the field and take over the other 2 monster Joey's had on the field, which zaps not only their attack points, but also zaps Joey's energy. Marik ends with a face down card. It's looking all but hopeless for our lovable Brooklyn bad boy, but Joey takes his turn and really needs a heart of the cards type of moment and draws Gill for the Lightning, but can't summon it because of the Plasma Eels preventing him from sacrificing his monsters, which is just kind of playing into Marik's hands. He's basically trapped Joey without even having to play his COD card. Joey then sees he has Graceful Dice in his hand and decides to roll with that luck, which basically has helped him through the entire tournament. So, kind of can't fail on him here, right?
It could.
What?
Why couldn't it?
They probably could, but guess what? Joey makes his move by playing Graceful Dice and uses it to raise the strength of his Plasma Eel and rid it of the field of duplications, as they have to be up to 500 attack strength.
So I do want to point out, this version of Machine Duplication is not the actual one. This one is a continuous spell that targets a first one and then summons the 2 copies of it. The actual one is just a normal spell that summons 2 copies of it if you meet the stat requirement. So in actuality, if Joey would have activated Graceful Dice when Marik initially used Machine Duplication, then it would have interfered with it. So that's the way it could have actually worked. Not this weird continuous spell way.
Yeah, wow, that's interesting. They got to actually, because they always seem to make it more framed for how the rules should work in the anime more than the manga. Like the manga is just kind of doing what the cards need to do for the story to work, which makes sense.
I guess this way is more of a Joey finding an out rather than being ready for it, because being ready for things is not Joey's thing.
I mean, he could have put the graceful dice face down and forgot about it, and then be like, oh wait, maybe I could do this.
Yeah, he could have. Anyway, we're not here to talk about what could have been, because there's a time for that later.
Maybe someday. Give us that anime, motherfuckers.
Shotomate kudasai.
Graceful dice rolls a 6 and Plasma Eel becomes 3,000 attack, and the other 2 eels are gone from the field. Joey's bet on luck pays off, as he is now able to sacrifice his monsters to debut one of his strongest monsters in Guilford the Lightning. Such a cool card, but Marik doesn't see it that way. Marik actually cackles at the seemingly stupid move on Joey's part as Graceful Dice raised Plasma Eel's attack higher than Guilford's attack points. Joey, in the dub, it's really funny. Joey asks if he was be dumb enough to let that happen, to which Marik promptly replies, yes.
That's funny.
It was really funny. Marik thought wrong, as Guilford's special ability destroys all monsters on Marik's side of the field, and since it's by card effect and not battle, Plasma Eel is destroyed. In the manga, Marik even goes as far as saying, I can't believe I'm going to have to use God against him. Joey is starting to feel confident and has Guilford take charge and attack directly, but Marik reveals his face-down trap card in Nightmare Mirror, which stops Joey's attack and inflicts 1,000 points of damage onto his life points. The drawback, quote-unquote, of this card is Marik has to discard 1 card from his hand, but he happily places his Winged Dragon of Ra in the card graveyard as he has a plan to win. Marik declares he will win this duel with the power of Ra, which is surprising to everyone as he has no cards in his hand other than the card that he just drew to start his turn, and no monsters on the field to make the tribute requirements. Kaiba is happy regardless, as he is using Joey's duel as a lesson on how to beat this seemingly unbeatable god card. Marik plays Monster Reborn, which brings back the Winged Dragon of Ra, which is even more confusing to everyone as Ra will only be back for 1 turn thanks to its god effect, and has no attack points as it did not get summoned through sacrificing 3 monsters and taking their attack. Marik uses Ra's ability to have it attack this turn, and then activates Ra's 3rd ability. Ra starts to become covered in flames to reveal its true form. Marik says it has taken the form of the Egyptian god Phoenix and is unstoppable.
God Phoenix is what I call myself when the antidepressants kick in and I start going on an ego trip.
Based. We cut to Shizu and Serenity talking while the latter is looking after an unconscious My Valentine. There isn't much here besides rehashing the plot and their character ideals and like the personalities and whatever, but Serenity says Maya's been unconscious for days in the dub, which I believe is very wrong, as I thought they said she only has 24 hours, but I don't know. Shizu offers to watch after Mai so Serenity can support Joey. There's only a chapter left of this duel and a whole nother episode, so they really gotta stretch this thing. As Marik prepares his God Phoenix for Joey's seeming annihilation, he calls out to the other 2 God card wielders and tells them to take witness on the horror that awaits one of them next. Joey says this duel is not over and his monster is still stronger. Marik tells him he does not understand all the power an Egyptian God card wields, and activates another ability that instantly destroys all monsters on Joey's field if he sacrifices 1,000 life points. Joey is unbothered as he won't lose any life points, but alas, this is a shadow game, and when his monster takes the full force of a god, so will Joey, which could ultimately end him.
Yeah, I did think it was very interesting that Marik's plan at this point was not to go for like the life point win, but to make Joey experience the feeling of being annihilated by a god to make him like die.
I mean,
I'm going to trauma you to death.
He basically used the shadow game to his advantage, which I guess is very in character for him.
You'd think that it would just died after the drill punched to the chest.
I mean, but what's cooler, being engulfed in god flames or getting a little drill to the chest?
Oh, the god flames bit is really cool.
Oh yeah, we'll get there.
Oh, he's getting toasty.
Either way, we see Serenity running towards the duel as Joey seems to be facing doom against Marik as the episode ends. Oh, I like to even know about Junichi Fire too.
Yeah, I didn't see your part about it in the episode log.
Well, maybe you read. Maybe if you cared enough to read my script.
I don't know how.
Me neither. I can't read.
Damn, we should really get on that.
Either way, let's keep getting on this so we can talk about how cool it is at the end. I'm going to be talking about episode 128, which covers chapters 190 to 191 and a little bit of extra in between.
This episode is titled Jonochi Dies.
I hope he wins.
Sometimes there is victory in defeat, and sometimes Jonochi dies.
We are back with the climax of this intense duel, and it's looking hopeless for Joey. Marik calls on Ra to destroy Joey's Guilford, and in a large explosion, we see Joey writhing in pain as Marik cackles in sadistic pleasure at Joey's end. Mokuba even tries to tell Kaiba to stop the duel, but Kaiba don't give a fuck about no broke Brooklyn boy and wants to see Ra in full action.
Yeah, like it gets like HD here, and this is like a pillar of flame that Joey and Guilford are in.
They really show off their animation skills in this one. Or they have the top animating directors or whoever.
They were able to afford this because all the other episodes in the Shadow game, they didn't have to draw a background.
It's true. Or they just didn't give a fuck about the animation for the arc we don't talk about or we forget about. I forget what the bit was.
Mission accomplished.
What's that arc again? Guilford is destroyed and Marik is confident he has put an end to Joey Wheeler. However, as the smoke begins to clear and Marik smiles at the corpse he's about to witness, he is shocked to see Joey, albeit badly damaged, is still on his feet, fighting with sheer willpower to be able to still face the one who hurt my Valentine.
I didn't hear no bell.
Marik, along with everyone else, is shocked that Joey could withstand the power of Ra. Joey is in a daze and sees Yugi getting ready for their duel in the Battle City Finals, much to Joey's confusion. Joey asks Yugi for an explanation, who tells him he is in a state of shock, but his willpower saved him, so he just has to make the next attack and beat Marik.
Oh, that's different from the sub.
What does he say in the thing?
In the sub, Joey is hallucinating
Yeah.
himself and Yugi being in the finals, and he's like, how did we get here? And he's like, well, you summoned Gearfried and attacked Marik on the next turn, and you won.
Yeah, that's kind of...
He's like, oh yeah, that's what I did.
They say it kind of like that too, but I guess I can explain it correctly. Sorry guys, I suck.
Unforgivable! Kill him!
Joey comes to, and Marik is in utter despair as he's about to lose the duel, which I don't think anyone predicted.
Marik is shitting and pissing himself.
Everyone is utterly shocked, especially Kaiba, that Joey was able to survive such a powerful attack. Joey struggles, but is able to draw his next card, which is Gearfried the Iron Knight. Joey makes his move and summons Gearfried in attack mode, which has more than enough power to defeat Marik. Serenity comes back in time to witness this triumphant moment in Joey's dueling career. Joey calls forth his attack and wastes the bastard Marik and sends him out of the tournament.
I know what you mean, but the sentence "Serenity comes back in time" sounds very funny, like she came from the future to watch this.
She's just like, I'm here to save you. Oh no, this is the one where Joey wins.
Doc, you gotta send me back further.
Joey is
something about your brother, Serenity.
We're gonna do a bit with it a bit. Joey is helped up by his friends as he stumbles and celebrates his victory with the closest people and Tristan in his life. Kaiba takes the wing dragon of Ra from Marik, who is left in utter shock, and gives it to Joey, saying, I always thought you were a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck, but today you proved me that you're on par with not just Yugi, but also me. Finally, the gang go to celebrate their victory while Marik poops and pees in his pants in utter defeat. Okay, so obviously I'm coping as none of this happens. Unfortunately, the real outcome is as soon as Joey is able to summon his monster, he begins to pass out and is unable to continue the duel. What a disappointment.
I wouldn't say disappointment. This was cool as shit.
I mean, he should have fucking won.
I'll make a point on that, but stick a pin in that and I'll talk about it once you're done covering this episode.
Marik stands sweating at his almost defeat as everyone crowds around to help Joey. Kaiba is still surprised that Joey was able to hold his own and actually kind of gives his props to him, which is kind of nice to see.
Kaiba does in her monologue. Sorry, I'm interjecting a lot here, but this is where I think the most differences are going to come out in terms of characterization between sub and dub.
Probably.
Kaiba does say that in this loss, Joey, I acknowledge you as a true duelist, or like a real duelist.
He said the exact same thing actually in the dub, where he's just like, I acknowledge you. You actually are a good duelist.
And Kaiba will never remember that ever again.
I know. Every time we go to the filler, he's gonna be like, "You suck as a duelist, Joey. But you acknowledged me when I was dead, Kaiba."
Well, you're alive now, so it doesn't count.
Speaking of which, in the manga, Joey actually has no pulse, and the gang believe he's actually dead.
He also doesn't have a pulse in the sub.
Everyone sits in despair Especially Yugi in the puzzle seeing this. Like Yugi, the little Yugi is collapsed while Yami is kind of standing in despair. Yami turns to Marik and asks him when this madness will end, and Marik basically replies when he obtains the Pharaoh's power. Kaiba declares he will be the one who will defeat Marik after defeating Yugi. Kaiba even goes as far as saying he has just the card that can beat the Winged Dragon of Ra and Marik. Marik tells him to focus on his next duel first, though. As Joey is let out on a stretcher, Marik tells them they're wasting their time as he will never awaken. Yami stands in despair for the other half of his Yujo friendship seemingly gone from this world. The Proctor declares the next duel will begin in 1 hour. Yami tells Kaiba once he makes sure Joey will be okay, he will deal with him next.
What does Yami and Kaiba say as Yami leaves here in the manga? Do you remember? Because in the sub, Kaiba says, "Get over your friend's death. We have a duel in an hour."
It's something along those lines. I have the book right in front of me. Just give me 1 second. He says, "Overcome your friend's death and return to this arena." And then he goes on to say, there's like a panel of Yugi with his, turned away, all sad, very anime, and Kaiba staring at him, and he says, "I'll be waiting for you," as Yugi walks off in despair. And then it's kind of really interesting after that. Well, I'll talk more about that when we gotta get there. So the doctor tells the gang his vitals are functioning normally, but he won't wake up, which is obviously wrong from what is probably said in the sub in the manga, because we obviously established he has no pulse.
Yeah, here in the sub, they at least say like he's in critical condition.
They say they're trying to get his pulse back, but he has none. This is where kind of the anime diverts so they can stretch out the a little bit. We get a vision of Joey meeting with Grandpa Moto, Yugi, and Taya as they're lecturing him for being late to his first duel of the big tournament. They are being as unserious about this as they were when Joey almost passed out the last time he fought against Odeon, where it's like, it's a dream duel, but who cares, because it's the most important duel of your life, which is obviously a metaphor for him fighting his life. Ishizu believes he's fighting off the shadows just like her brother. Mokuba says Kaiba won't take Joey to a hospital as their doctors are good enough, but will try to help. They also say something along the lines of their engines were blown because of the arc we don't talk about, and they couldn't fly him out here anyway, but he'll try and get like a helicopter or something.
They say that same stuff about the engines in the sub, and I think in the sub, when Joey is hallucinating as he's dying there on the hospital bed, I think he's thinking like, oh yeah, this was the tournament I had in Domino City before Duelist Kingdom. The one where he talks about doing like the regionals or whatever.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, he's just reliving, he's literally his life flashing before his eyes.
What?
I might be wrong, but I think that's what they said.
No, it's more along the lines of, it seems like they're trying to use it more as like his way to wake up in the dub.
Weird.
Yugi feels guilty for having Joey hurt because of him and is losing his will to fight. Yami tries to have Yugi refocus, but it's obviously very hard for both of them. Yami and Yugi get fired up and say they won't give up if Joey doesn't. Joey in the vision is beating people, so I'm sure we'll see more of that later. Maybe. I don't know. There's 6 episodes we're going to have to cover next one, so probably. Yami is wondering about the future and how unclear it is when a mirage of Joey appears and tells him to check his pocket. Yami finds the Millennium Necklace that is given to him by Shizu, and he sees Yugi facing off against Joey in their fated duel. They're unsure if this is the true future, but it is the future they will believe in to keep on fighting. Yami takes off to take on the duel of the century as he's about to face his rival Seto Kaiba. Episode ends. There's a little bit about like Taya being all worried mom again, but like, it's not really relevant, and it doesn't really happen in the manga. I would probably like to say that Yami kind of despairs a little bit more in this part because he actually thinks Joey is dead. So,
yeah, I'm pretty sure the sub and the manga will match this more, but when he's in the hallway despairing, like the Pharaoh takes off his dual disc and says like, if I had known that my quest to like get my memories back would have resulted in all this, I never would have gone down this path. Like, it's not worth it if my friends are getting hurt like this. And then when the spirit of Joey appears, he doesn't tell him look his pocket. He asks him, what is a true duelist?
Yes.
And then the Millennium Necklace shows him the future, and he thinks like, if I just keep going forward, then I can get to that future where Joey and I can duel against each other as true duelists.
Yeah, exactly.
And he goes back to Joey in the medical room. I said hospital earlier. It's just a medical room. And he like puts Joey's dual disc back on him. And is like, he's a duelist. He's gonna need this, which I thought was cheesy, but it worked as a moment.
Yeah, this is the same exact thing that happens in the manga, and I'm pretty sure they do. He puts the thing on in the. Oh no, it does happen in the manga where Taya is also yelling, but I guess that they cover that in the next chapter. So actually, this also covers a little bit of chapters 192.
Oh fuck, we gotta re-record the episode now.
Oh no, if only something didn't happen. But either way. This great duel is now over, and we've just covered it. And what are your thoughts?
I'm currently trying to remember that thing that I said earlier to stick a pin in. Exactly.
Refocus. Dueling in an hour. Yami tells Kaiba make sure he'll be okay, that he'll deal with him afterwards.
Fuck it. I'm just gonna make up shit to talk about then. In the meantime. I want to call attention to what Kaiba had said earlier about Joey not being worthy to touch a god card, and also something Marik had said, which I hadn't brought up, which was Joey thinking that he's stronger than God, which I want to call attention to Guilford the Lightning in this moment, because Guilford the Lightning does not need 3 tributes to be summoned. You can summon it with 2. It just gets the effect to destroy your opponent's monsters if you use 3 for it. 3 monsters to sacrifice to summon is god card numbers. So I believe that Joey has his own semi-pseudo god card in the form of Guilford to match up with the other finalists. And as far as Joey being stronger than God, he did survive the blast of Ra, destroying Guilford, and was still standing afterwards. And we did mention Marik was shitting and pissing himself. After like the duel finishes and the little platform lowers, Marik like almost stress throws up in the sub from like how freaked out he is about Joey surviving Ra.
Yeah, he's truly like utterly shook because
he is befuckled.
I mean, to be fair, wouldn't you be? You literally went your this entire arc, even if it was just the regular Marik or the evil Marik with the cocky evil Marik. You think I have the strongest card in all of Duel Monsters, probably one of. I am literally like the head of this dark organization, and I have people working to like make my moves happen, and I can still make my own moves happen. I am now the most sadistic evil spirit I ever have been, and I'm about to get the Pharaoh's power. All I gotta do is beat one fucking dumb fuck with a Brooklyn accent.
I think I remember the thing I wanted to talk about. This was a shadow game, and this might be spoilers, it might not. Joey did lose the game, but he did not get his soul taken to the shadow realm.
No, that's what they kind of talk about with the him fighting the shadows.
The game did not acknowledge Marik as the winner.
That could also be the case. Is like
by the rules of their own thing, Joey may or may not have been stronger than God. He's definitely stronger than Marik.
Which is, I guess Takahashi's way of saying, listen, I have to have the 2 Millennium guys fighting at the end. They have to be the big end. But I don't want Joey to be punked out. Like, you can't job him. You can't do the Vegeta thing with him. And they don't. I think this is like the best way to kind of go with, okay, like he would have won, but unfortunately for the plot, he couldn't have to win, which is not cool. I would have rather it been like, it probably would have been really bold at the time for Joey to beat the who was supposed to be the. Isn't that kind of what they do in Grand Championship though? Isn't that because like don't you think the main antagonist is the one guy and then Kaiba beats him and then Yugi's fighting the other guy, who is. This is way down the line.
I'm gonna say that they're different because number 1, different stakes. Number 2, Yugi is the final duel of that one.
Either way, yeah.
And it's kind of hard to take Von Schroeder seriously. Number 1, his name is Von Schroeder.
More like Von Schlonger.
Oh.
So that's what I'm gonna calm down.
Well, now I'm taking it seriously.
Either way, like it would have been kind of bold if Joey did win, and then the final duel was him versus Yugi. That would have been actually kind of a cool twist of a final duel, and would have probably been set up pretty well.
Question about if that theoretical duel happened, like whoever wins, like say Joey wins, Joey now has 2 of 3 god cards, so you can't finish the prophecy. And if
He would have just given him back.
he also still doesn't get his red eyes, and if the Pharaoh wins,
No, he would have gotten the red eyes back if he won.
That's not his rarest card. It's a god card.
But he would have earned that card back because that would have been the stakes of the duel either way. Because he wanted to win that card back in a duel with Yugi. So if he yeah.
Anyway, weird stakes. Weird, fun to think about things that could have been.
But obviously,
sad to think about the truth. Either way, it was still cool.
Yeah, it's not like this was terrible. It's like
no, this was awesome.
This was just probably it's Joey at his best, absolutely, and it stinks because now it's just going to be I don't know. I think Joey is done okay in the next filler arc with everything that goes on with that. I
think that's when I was thinking of release Gearfried.
Yeah, that would make the most sense because it was coming out around that time anyway. I don't know how well he is handled in the next filler arc after Waking the Dragons. This is the Grand Championship arc.
I think it was fine.
And I know he doesn't really duel in the final arc. So this is kind of his biggest
one could say no one duels in the final arc.
True chains.
There's at least 2 duels in the final arc.
Yes. There's at least 2.
Which is crazy. Like, the more I think about, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! And how the first season has a stranglehold on the nostalgia, and how little of it is actually remembered, it's crazy.
How, before it was all duel monsters?
No, because people are like, oh, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Duelist Kingdom, Battle City, and, like, that is 2 of 5 arcs.
I know. I mean, it's easily their most famous arcs, but...
Well, not even then, because, like, Battle City is a season and a half, because we have the half season of Noah.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like, Waking the Dragons, the Grand Championship, Capsule Monsters, and then we're finally back to the plot in Millennium World where there's, like, no dueling. Spoiler alert.
Two dueling.
2 dueling at the very end. They make you wait for it.
I mean, I think one's more. Yeah, it's kind of the first one's kind of more at the end too. But like it all, but you know what though? I guess we'll talk more about it when it comes up. That kind of is more of like everything about that is paying homage to everything about Yu-Gi-Oh. It's definitely a love letter to the series, which is nice.
Especially because like it shows through in the name Millennium World.
Mm-hmm. Either way, yeah. This there's nothing I can really complain about this duel other than Joey actually being the winner. I think we're just going to kind of ramp up with these last 3-4 episodes of our season and really kind of, we're about to get peak Yu-Gi-Oh! This is probably why, this here is probably one of the biggest reasons why the Battle City arc is one of the most famous arcs in Yu-Gi-Oh! And this next duel that we're going to cover is going to be one of the biggest reasons why.
It's like 6 fucking episodes.
Yeah, but it's like probably 6 really good fucking episodes.
I think we'll spend more time watching that than it would take us to watch Pyramid of Light.
Ooh, I can't wait to watch that after we finish this. We're probably going to have to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! R, too.
Yu-Gi-Oh! What you cut out there for me?
It's called Yu-Gi-Oh! R, which you
yeah, you'd mentioned that before offhandedly.
So it's kind of like, for people who do not know, since we're kind of getting close to the end here, Yu-Gi-Oh! R is a arc that was made after Battle City and it's supposed to be in between the final arc. It's kind of its own filler arc in its own sense. I've never read it before, so I kind of want to read it and talk about it a little bit. So maybe we'll kind of do something where maybe one episode we'll do the movie, then maybe we'll do the arc or something. Like maybe I'll read it, we'll talk about it, and kind of have a discussion. I don't know what, but just kind of brainstorming ideas live on air. Because, we don't talk or anything outside of our podcast ever.
No, never.
We never speak. We
are released by government agents into a dark room.
We actually hate each other.
They gas us and drag us away
for another 2 weeks. Somehow we wake up, we have the script, and then immediately do it, then back to sleep.
Yeah, they Clockwork Orange style strap us into chairs and pry our eyes open to watch Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, they had to do it for the Noah arc at least.
Yeah.
But any other thoughts you have on the this episodes or anything to comment on with these?
Joey Wheeler has a god card. Joey Wheeler won. Marik pants beshitted.
And jumped off Alcatraz Tower thing.
Yes, I did think it was very funny when you mentioned when Kaiba was telling Marik, "I have this card to take out Raw." I think it'd be very funny if like the wind just took it at that moment.
It's just it becomes a gag manga at the end there. It's like, oh no,
Yep.
oh no. Yeah, no, this is great. Joey's one of my favorite characters, and I love this duel, and I hate Marik, but I love seeing a great antagonist like Marik almost shit his pants because a guy he didn't think was gonna win almost beat him, or basically did beat him. And now we're going to go on and face off with the next episode where Yami and Kaiba
The Duel of Destiny.
Yami and Kaiba kiss each other a lot, probably.
Whoa.
It's you know, they're definitely kissing. They're definitely gonna smooch at least once.
I think Kaiba thinks about kissing Yugi way more than Yugi thinks about Kaiba, period.
You know what I think it's like? It's like in Anchorman, where it's like Vince Vaughn's like the rival character or whatever, and he fucking he was like gonna push him back into the the animal zoo thing, and he's like, but goddamn if I don't respect you, and then kisses him on the forehead.
Yep.
That's just Kaiba and you and then Ron Burgundy's like, oh, what the fuck?
And then something 60% of the time works all the time.
That was early in the movie.
I have never seen all of Anchorman start to finish.
I mean, probably wouldn't be your thing.
Nah, probably not.
You're not usually into that kind of stuff.
What am I into?
My Valentine.
I'm into streaming on twitch.tv/PhoenixForest, where I play card games and stuff. Right now, we're going through a period where I'm getting my new computer all set up after the last one besploded on me. So there might be a little bit of a gap there because technical difficulties and the whatnot. But in the meantime, you can watch my backlog on youtube.com/PhoenixForest, where I have, let me just check this so I can get an exact number. I have 1 trillion videos. I have 330 plus videos of stuff that I've covered. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Replays, if you're into someone talking about how the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Works. I played Shadow Generations recently. That was a lot of fun.
We're going to see the movie someday.
I can't wait for Shadow to say fuck and then shoot Sonic with a gun.
I hope it happens so badly. They gotta have Shadow with a gun. They gotta do it.
I mean, he has a gun in the latest trailer.
Oh, I haven't watched the latest trailer. Well, I'll go do that after we watch this. We finish this recording.
Yeah. Where can people find you on the internet?
They can find me on the internet, probably somewhere. On Instagram mostly at APapaSurGPAPPSURGI. I have art there. I have music there. I have cool projects coming up in the next year that'll probably be more announced or at least alluded to by the time this episode comes out. So pay attention for that. I am very excited for a lot of the 2025 goals I'm planning for myself and planning for this podcast. And yeah, if you want to find us at Kuribros, you can find us on Instagram at Kuribros, on Twitter at the Kuribros, the _Kuribros. But we might move to Blue Sky because obviously Twitter is a cesspool.
Yes.
Who knows? Stay tuned for that, or it'll already happen by the time this happens. And you can find us on YouTube, where you can find all of our episodes there, and we will be uploading those as we can, and we'll try to catch up and then upload. The YouTubes will kind of upload with the release at that point, whenever that catches up. So anyway, I'm babbling on. We are signing off. My name's Andy.
I'm Phoenix.
Giddy up, and somebody save Joey.
That's God Phoenix to you.